Hello everyone, welcome to Grandma's Crochet Corner. I'm here with baby. I don't know how good she's gonna be, but we'll see. Usually once I start crocheting, she calms down. Right now she's in a playful mood and just wants me to pat her, but that's usual. Today I'm gonna be crocheting some chickens. Now, today, just to prove to you that you don't always have to have the big Bernat blanket yarn, you know, the soft yarn that everyone makes these from. You can also make them from regular worsted weight yarn. I made this out of Crafter's Secret. I believe I get this at Hobby Lobby, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Lobby. And it's just a regular 4-weight yarn. I used a 4.5 millimeter needle, and it calls for a 5.5, so I went down one full size, and I think it looks pretty good for what it is. You know, I just wanted to show you that you don't always have to make your amigurumis with this blanket yarn. Some people think, oh, I have to just make them out of these, and I don't go by a pattern. I oftentimes just look at a picture and just think, oh, I can do that, and then I make it. I'm sure I'm probably missing some major points by doing that, but you don't always have to pay for a pattern. Look at some pictures. Sometimes I get inspired by just looking at pictures of what other people make. I don't believe that would be copying, but it is what it is. And this one, I was just going crazy with the red. And I have little tails on some of them. They're little back wings, I guess. Some of them I don't put it on there. Let's see, did I put them on this one? Nope, I didn't put it on this one. I did on this though, a little tail on the back end. Just some strands of yarn. So we're just gonna make a small one tonight while we chit chat. I hope you don't mind. I am going to be using a blanket yarn. I have never used this particular one. This is tweeds. Not for amigurumis, I have for blankets. But I got these in many different colors at Walmart yesterday. $5 a scan, or $5 a ball. $5. And that wasn't even a sale. I think that's their everyday price, I think. I think I'm gonna go back and get some more just in case. So yeah, $5. I got like four balls yesterday. Some whites, some dark browns, and then some like this. So yeah. And it calls, let's see, what was it? I believe it was it's a bulky weight 6. It calls for an 8 millimeter crochet hook, but I'm not going to use an 8. Whenever you're making amigurumis, you always go down. Even though it says on here to use an 8, this is where you don't have to go by the size needle that it calls for. So I am going to start out with a 6.5. Usually I try to go down about about 1.5 sizes, so about a 6.5. I got a 7 here too in case I decide it's too tight. It's not fun to work it if it's too tight. You want to have it so that if your stitches are too loose, if I was to use an 8, it would have spaces in between the stitches, and you don't want that. You don't want to be able to see the stuffing inside. You want it to be pretty much closed stitches. And a lot of people, I noticed that they have that stretched look, like you can see the stuffing, the stitches are too loose. That's because of the needle size. Too loose of stitches. So I am gonna start out with a 6.5. These are real easy. I do these blindly just about. I mean, all it is you're making something like a basket, and then you close the top. So here we go. I'm going to make myself a magic circle, which is not done the way everyone does it. It's more like a slip knot. And I'll close that magic circle right there. And then now I'm going to put 6 single crochets. And you know what? I'm going to use my larger hook. I changed my mind. Let's use the larger one. This is very thick yarn. Oh, this is not going to slide very good on this one. This is a size 7 hook. That's 2. We're going for 6. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I am going to close it up, and hopefully, God is willing, the yarn will not break and it'll close just fine. Yay! Sometimes the yarn breaks on me and I have to start all over again. And I always count from my last stitch back to know, especially with this thick yarn, where the first stitch is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's right there. Again, if it lets me go in there. There we go. That first one's always the hardest. So we got 1. We're going to do 2 in each of the 6 stitches. So we will have 12 stitches. In this first row, once you get it going, you'll be fine. 1. And you don't want these stitches super tight. This is the third one, so that will be 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I drop a stitch somewhere? Let me look again. And sometimes you just got to do it all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this one makes it 11 and 12. So there's 2 single crochets in each, giving us 12 stitches. And I'm going to make sure it's tight back there. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to do single crochet in 1 stitch in the first stitch. Then the next stitch is an increase. It's going to be 2 single crochets. So that's 1. And then 1 and 2. 1. 1 and 2. 1. 1 and 2. 1, 2. I love making these. They're so cute. My grandkids are always playing with them or taking them. They like them too. They like all the stuffies I make. But I think they're supposed to because they're my grandkids. And then 2. Now that should be 18. We'll count just to make sure. We're just gonna make a small one. These really, when you're not talking, you're just crocheting. You make them real fast. Yep, got 18. If I don't put my marker in there, I'll get lost. Now we're going to do 1 crochet, go to the next stitch, 1 crochet, then in the 3rd stitch we're going to do an increase. We're going to do 2 singles in there. Again, 1, 1 single crochet, and then we're going to put in an increase. That's 2 single crochets. It's real easy. This pattern's so easy. 1, 1, and then 2. Again, 1, 1, and then we're going to put 2. We're going to do an increase. And again, 1, 1, and 2. I need more yarn. And usually you know you've done good if you get to the end and you're doing the right stitches, which should be 24. 1, 2. We'll do 1 more row. And this one is going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 1, 1, increase. 1, 1, then an increase. You pretty much know when you got to do an increase, because right there you can see the last row you did an increase, so you're basically doing an increase right on top of the last row's increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, and there's that V from the last one where we did 2. So we're going to do an increase right on top of that one. I really like these chickens. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do an increase. And I need more yarn. So take out the stitch hook. Now I'm just going to make a baby one. But I think you've noticed that there's a pattern to this. The bigger you want it, the more you're gonna do. Like the next row, if I wanted to do a big one, would be 4 single crochets and then an increase, 4 single crochets increase. Then the next row after that would be 5 increase, 5 increase after that row, and you just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So I am just going to put my stitch marker back in there, and because I'm just going to do a small one, I'm just going to start doing single crochets until, oh, probably maybe 8 rows of just doing singles. So just crochet and keep going around and around and around until you get about, yeah, let's see. So you should have 30 stitches on here right now. And I'm sure I do, because doing my stitches around the row, when I got to my stitch marker, it was right. So I didn't lose any stitches. So now I'm just gonna bind each one, go on up, keep building it up. It's gonna end up looking like a circle. But once you stuff it and you shape it, you'll be fine. And if I didn't tighten too much, I wouldn't, this here would be flat. So, but that's all right. And again, as you can see, I'm a left-handed crocheter. I know I say that every time. I'm not getting the views. I'm not the best speaker, really. But I hardly get any views. But I'm just going to keep doing this. Keep doing up my chickens. And I want to do some turtles up next. And I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Yeah? You want me to love on you? Oh, stretch. Yes, stretch. You gonna let me crochet? You gonna lick my hands? I don't want to hit you with my crochet hook. I don't. Whoops, I hit your ear. I hit your ear. Oh, that's 4 rows. Do at least 2 more. Oh, you're gonna make me hurt you. I don't want to hurt you with my needle. I don't want to poke you with my crochet hook. I know you love me. Yes, I know. I know you want me to hold you. You're gonna have to wait. This is almost over. Okay? And then I'll go back to loving on you. You're so spoiled. Yes, you're so spoiled. You're a spoiled girl. Yes, you are. We have these conversations all the time. You're just... You're not gonna let me do this, are you? You're a brat. I'll crochet on your head. Oh. My crochet hook got tangled. It's all your fault. I'll blame it on you. These build up, when you're doing the thick yarn like this, these build up so fast. They really do. If baby will let me share some of this too, so I can stuff this. You gonna let me stuff it? Yeah, we just left it open enough to stuff it. See? I left it open. Yes, does that stuffing smell familiar? Maybe we shouldn't put any eyes on it, then let you play with it. could have left it open a little bit more, I guess. But it is what it is. Stuff this right in there. Now I stuff it in little balls at a time because over time the stuffing settles a little bit, I guess. And if you put it in little pieces at a time, it sort of lasts longer. It doesn't deflate, I guess, for lack of a better word. I mean, I could take this whole thing and stuff it, but if you put it in little pieces, it stays fatter longer. Alright, I'm gonna put some eyes in this. I should use a little bit more. Little bit more. Right? You think? You think? A little bit more? What do you think? No? Yeah, I got a great deal on this stuffing, this filler. Joann's, when they had that going away, it's like normally, I don't know, something like $40, $39.99 or some ridiculous thing for these big bags. And they had 90% off. And then if you had over 20 items, you would get another 50% off. So I bought tons of stuff that day. And I left there with like spending like $20, and I bought multiple bags of the stuffing. I'll have enough stuffing for a couple of years, I think. Plus I got some yarn, and I got Christmas gifts, and I had well over 20 items. Now I'm getting some eyes. I don't have very many eyes left. I used so many eyes lately. I ordered some, but they haven't come yet. Are you gonna let me put the eyes in, honey? I'm gonna put these brown ones in. And we're just gonna put them right there. And then stick a back on it. Whoops. Sometimes I glue these on. Oh, I got more than one. Let's see. It's gonna be right about there. There we go. Got our eyes in. And I have learned to close this up immediately, because if not, you hit it, they shoot up, go everywhere. So see, so far we've got the eyes, we got it stuffed. I might add a pinch more stuffing into that. Yeah, just a pinch more, huh? And now we'll close her up. We're almost done. We're almost done. Try, baby, why don't you lay down, honey? No, you just want me. You want me? You're so good. I know you want me. I know you do. I know, I'm almost done. Then we'll go and we'll have some time, okay? We'll have some time together. I'm gonna finish this baby one way or the other, even if I have to go underneath you or over you. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. Look at that. My stitches are all messy because I was struggling with you. You said you goofball. I love you though. Yes, I do. All right, let me make a slip stitch. so I can close it up. So then we're gonna go right in there and do a little, whoops. I dropped it, I did. Get in there. There. Now, some people might say, oh, that's the wrong way. You shouldn't do it like that. You should do it like this. And you know what? I say I'm 65 years old. I'm an old lady. And I will do it the way I want to do it. I'm left-handed. I've been doing it my way all along. And I do things that's easy for me. Although I do like a challenge. So now we're just going to hide our little string. Just go weave it in there. When you're working with this bulky yarn, it's so easy to hide your mistakes. Oh, barking again. So there we go with that. Now I'm going to take a few strands and make a tail. And that's just, maybe I'll do, well, probably should, I just go in there like that, pull these through, see, like that. Baby, I need my room. Yes, I do. I need my room. And then put it through like this. I think I got all of them in there. Yep. I don't know why she's... See, so that's the tail. There we go. And then we'll just cut them all even. Just like that. Now you've got your little back feathers. Isn't that cute? Now we've got to put the red on it. Let's see. Where's that extra yarn? I could only find red in this big fat stuff. So that's what we're going to use. And since I don't really need much, oh, someone's, he's really barking now. I'm not really going to put much up here. So instead of just doing stitches, I'm just going to do a little round stitch like this. And I'm going to, yep, my kids are home. Just do like that. Oh, let me close my door. There. They're in the house. I don't know if they'll be barging in or not, but we shall see. Now, you can just do a couple of stitches up here. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it real fast, but the whole point is just to get a couple of stitches up here. It don't really have to be too fancy. Just somewhat neat, you know? And then put this around like that. Make that look halfway decent. There, she's got her comb. Now I am going to put it back through. Let's see, gotta pull it through. Pull it through, pull it through. There we go. Probably should have done one more, but that's all right. I think you get the drift of that. And again, you can just throw a couple of stitches up there, like a couple of single crochets. I gotta trim this. All right, where's my needle? And then I'll just poke these right inside after making a little knot. See how I'm hiding that thread? Look at that. Isn't it looking cute? Now I'm gonna get a little bit of orange. And I'm not even gonna use this big yarn. I'm just gonna use this little yarn that I used for the one I had earlier. And I'm just gonna go up somewhere, get up into the face a little bit. Yeah, I guess right about there. And just weave in a couple of little. Oh, let's go right there. Just to get it so it looks like they got a little beak. Oh, and here comes this dog. My tornado of a dog. And we're just putting a few stitches in like this.
She's alive. Are you live?
Yes.
You're live?
Alright, alright, alright. And there you have it. We've got the face done. And we're going to hide our little knot. Go down here at the bottom. Where's the other one? There's the other one. And we'll knot that up and hide the strings. And there you have it. We got ourselves a chicken. We'll just tie it. And then, oh, I already lost it. And then push it in. Into the belly, never to be seen again. Maybe. There. I think he looks cute. See, you don't need a pattern to make these. You just throw it together. Nice and easy. Now, wasn't that easy and cute? You like that, baby? Do you like my chicken? Now, I could have made this a lot bigger, go up higher, and then close it off so it was more like this. But I really wanted a baby. Now I got to make a mommy. And that, well, I'll do off camera. Cute. I like my chickens. They go fast, too. Last year, I set up, instead of a yard sale, I did like a crafts sale. And I sold a bunch of my stuff. Goodness, I was shocked. But that's it for tonight. We got our chickens. And again, I think he looks pretty good. And I will see you again tomorrow with something else we can crochet and chat. So for now, goodbye. Bye-bye. Be kind to one another and love on a pet. Bye-bye.